Agree or disagree? Sometimes I feel that my male peers prefer to play with guys. Like sports games. Sometimes I feel that my male peers prefer to play with guys.
Okay, so our team has been together for like 2.5 years, 3 years, and a lot of the guys still struggle to pass to all the girls and stuff, and I just feel like they trust the guys more because they feel closer to them and stuff.
Y'all got a lot of sense. I like it. Alright, next one. Agree or disagree? I feel like there are times where my male peers are not man enough. Agree or disagree?
My definition or my take on that, like man enough, would be like treating a woman right. And a lot of the boys at my school can just like insult girls without even like caring about their feelings. And it's just like, that's not man to just make fun of a girl. And it's so annoying. It's like, they don't care.
I think we were on our way to a game. Sam was like, oh yeah, I'm running this really cool grant to start this program called All Girl Everything Ultimate Program. I was like, oh rad, sounds like nothing I've ever heard before. One, there's Frisbee involved. Who has organizations with Frisbee involved? And two, social justice, like that is just breaking my mind.
I haven't called anyone because growing up I've been around a lot of gay and lesbian people. My uncle was gay and like they taught me at an early age not to really use those words.
I had been involved in a lot of organizations at my high school at the time, and when Age Up came around, I was like, oh dope, this is actually in my community. And it was a real big change from like hanging out at the National Honor Society or the Asian Student Association at my high school. And there was this automatic sense of like camaraderie and community that I felt when I just literally walked in through the door, and it was unreal.
Alright, we're gonna move on to the next one. Agree or disagree? I have used the words weak, gay, or sissy to describe a guy, and please be honest.
I ain't gonna lie, I've said it, but like, but that was when like before Age Up, before like.
Age Up is really both a empowerment-based, social justice-based youth leadership program and an Ultimate Frisbee program. And the fact that it's both has been kind of a tricky thing for us to explain to people. We've had moments where Ultimate Frisbee folks are kind of, why are you talking about race and class and sexuality and all that? And then on the other side, like the youth leadership, youth empowerment side, like, why are you doing sports?
Frisbee is really fun, and like sports are really fun, and I think there's a lot of organizing spaces that feel like very heavy and serious. So I was interested in having space for young women to like think and talk about what it meant to be a young person, particularly for like young folks of color. Having space for that in the Frisbee world in particular, to be able to do that and then like have a really serious conversation and then like go play Frisbee and enjoy that process.
Yeah, I've been in the program since it started. Since 2010. Yeah, I can't imagine my life without Age Up.
Oh my gosh, food is huge. I remember when I was a participant, I personally had a lot of issues at home with being able to eat regularly, like at night. Just knowing that there was a great community that I loved to hang around, and there was hot food there really meant a lot.
So we're starting off with a check-in, your name, for gender pronoun, how you're doing today, and for the question is, if you were to be in a cartoon, what cartoon would you be?
Oh, that's a lot.
My name is Wen. I'm doing good. I prefer she and her, and I'd be in Wreck-It Ralph.
I'm Sam, and I use he, him, they, them for pronouns, and I have to go with Shaun the Sheep also. If you're not familiar.
We talk a lot about different systems of oppression. So we talk about racism, heterosexism, classism, sexism.
Sometimes I think my male peers worry about how much physical contact they have with their guy friends.
We talk a lot about gender. We talk a lot about sexuality as well. And from what we hear from a lot of the youth that participate, they don't often get a chance to have real honest conversations about those things in school.
Yeah, body. So there's two lines. One's at Janila, one's at Kiki. Let's start forcing forehand first. So Cliche is going to be forcing Janila forehand, right? Okay. So now Kiki is the cutter.
We're gonna have Irene and Roxanne deep. We've got Bowie and Oriana in the front. We've got Colleen, Susan, and Yi in the middle. We want to force it away from that girl in the pants.
Okay.
Great. So whatever you can do to deny her the disc
Away
is
from
what we
three?
want. Yeah. Youth development is skill development, right? So getting better at something like can be translated to all areas of your life, right? And Frisbee is a great place for that like skill to be developing. I think that the getting better aspect, we do a lot of work both on skills, like physical skills with the Frisbee, as well as like emotional work in terms of like competing under stress and handling anxiety. I want them to have ownership over their program. I want them to feel connected to each other. And you know, sometimes we win and that's pretty fun too.
We're going to split into the two groups that we have been working in for like the last week. So
First year we did the program, we're like, cool, let's see what happens. If it implodes, then we'll just be done. And then people were really pumped about it. And I think the philosophy behind the program has always been like, it's not our program. Like we're here to sort of support these folks as they figure out what they would want to do. So if they want to do it again, let's do it again. Making sure that people have opportunities to plug in on the organizing side, right? So that they can learn how to run something that they care about.
So the plan for today was to contact people and get their quotes, take some pictures, and then the first page we're going to do like an intro about Age Up. We're just going to put some pictures from the year and stuff like that, and just like what Age Up is about.
So our returners program, we try to open up opportunities for girls who have been through the program to then get involved in helping run parts of the program. So facilitation, designing workshops, there's a media group, cooking group, fundraising group. If we're doing our best and being able to support it, it involves them in some really tangible skill development that is useful, you know, kind of wherever they may go.
All right, cool. Saturday, 8 a.m. cooking starts while ultimate and coaching happens. Playing Frisbee that early in the morning?
No.
No.
Hell no.
So it'd be funny if it's like come on. Lisa was the one.
So after I had been a returner for I think 2 or 3 years maybe, I was asked by Hannah and Sam to be an intern, which I'd been through literally every stage, and now I'm an employee, and burnout has definitely been a real thing. Actually, at some point this year I was juggling 3 jobs because there was a lot of stuff going on at home and had to pay the bills somehow. But I'm super glad that the leadership team is so supportive, and like I said, this is a community that I know and grew up in. It's so important when it comes to working with youth, especially.
Like that I'm wearing? Yeah.
Things that come to your mind when you hear the phrase "act like a lady." Wow, everyone's hands shooting up. All right, we're gonna go for some people that we haven't heard as much from. Aaron. Polite.
Fine.
Real Mark.
Organized.
Organized. Interesting. Shay.
Tidy.
Tidy.
At first I was a little confused. Well, for one, our name. I was like, wait, how's that gonna work? But I am really glad that we branched out. We have a boys branch now.
Gentle. Like, okay, well, I wasn't really like fitting in with that whole like stereotype with being a man.
You're really brave to like cry in front of people, and like I think that's good. If you cry.
Right. So if all of the expectations tell us to do these things,
you're saying it's brave to do the other, like to go outside of that. Yeah, it's a great point.
A lot of the justification and the really positive parts of having an all-girls program is that it allows young women the chance to, you know, create community and do some powerful learning around really basically how to deal with the results of sexism, which is really important. But if we're also not then working with young men to have conversations with them about how sexism affects their lives and how they can either you know, perpetuate it or work against it, we just realized that, you know, it's going to be a really powerful thing to do, and we should do it.
This is where some things you might hear are unpleasant. So what do you hear when you do something that challenges one of these expectations?
Back. Mm-hmm. Sissy.
Sitting through this was kind of hard for me. A lot of these things I've experienced personally, and I just want to thank you. I think this was a very important workshop, not only for you, but for me. I have seen such like a drastic difference in the way that some boys treat their female teammates, and the way they carry themselves, and the way they support and care for each other. And that's huge.
Look at the light.
One of the real takeaways for me is just the power of working to build leadership from within community, and we believe that that's also the best way for our program to stay responsive to what young folks are actually interested in, because what we don't want to be is a group of adults who think we know what's great for young people running a program that's actually pretty boring.
I guess the one big thing that Age Up taught me was to really let myself be taken care of by the people I love. The community aspect really helped drive that focus in. Just being in the program taught me to love myself so much better than I did before.